we'll stop it here. This is Dave Taylor, writer and director of The Blob, along with
Vince Miller. I was the, I guess, supporting actor
You were
to
the
the Blob.
Okay, yeah, I guess The Blob would be the star, and you would just be the
Yeah.
assistant actor. What do you call that?
Supporting-
Co-actor. You were a co-actor.
supporting actor.
Supporting actor. Okay. Yeah, 1986 is when we shot The Blob. A little background on the Blob is it was a project for a cinematography course that I took in 1986, I guess the fall of 1986. Got a little lucky in some of this. I guess this was a kind of a Citizen Kane syndrome. I did my best work first, and everything else has kind of been downhill from there. Got a little lucky because I'd never shot anything on film before. The class had a Super 8 film camera that each student, there was only about 5 or 6 people in the whole class, but each student took the camera for a period of time and shot their little project film. And I guess you could do 2 projects or 1 project depending on what grade you wanted. I suppose. But this was my first project. And another thing about this is I wanted to do something with animation, so I chose something very simple. I guess a blob of clay is about the easiest thing you can animate. And I tried a lot of things that I had seen before and had no idea. So most of it was experiment. I had really no idea what I was doing. Lighting, and in fact it's all edited in camera. None of this was edited after the fact. This was shot, and the way you see it on the film is exactly the way we shot it. We shot it all in sequence, and I think we did it on an evening. It was all done on an evening. And the part that I would have to animate frame by frame, I would go and animate it, and I would send Vince away, and you would go back to your room and take a nap, I think. And then I would come and wake you up.
Yeah.
I'd wake you up and say, it's your part.
Yeah.
Now, did I have a script or a storyboard? Because I don't remember. I must have had some sort of script.
I think you had a storyboard. I kind of remember a storyboard because I remember some of the scenes later on that we'll see. I kind of have a vague memory of in a storyboard of some of the scenes as they were played out in the movie, so I think that's the way we did it.
Yeah, see, if I'd kept those, I could have added those to this DVD as a supplement to the DVD, but I didn't.
But,
all right.
Just background about myself, I was a Bible major at the time, so I was kind of intrigued by the role when Dave first brought it to me. But as long as there was no sex or gratuitous violence,
Yes.
I felt I could incorporate that into my repertoire. So,
So it was okay to do it.
yeah.
It was also all shot in one room in our dorm room.
Yeah.
And I think originally I had cast my roommate Dan Martin in the title role, not the Blob, but I guess the subtitle role was supporting actor. But he was out of town that weekend that I decided to shoot it, and
Yeah, that's right. And
I think you were a second choice, Vince. Sorry
Yeah,
about that,
yeah,
but
that's
you
all right.
did well.
that's fine.
You have the same problem. You did your best work first, and you haven't had any work since.
Yeah, that's it. Well, actually, we had one other feature on that.
Oh, that's right. That's right. You did appear in another a production later on in my
that following spring.
my academic career.
But after, and likewise with my Bible career, that went that went downhill.
You didn't use that after all, huh?
So,
All right. Well, let's continue on through here, and that was just a little animation I did at the beginning for the title. I'll stop right there and tell you that we originally. We thought it would be funny to put subliminal messages in there, and sometimes you see those flashes. Those are subliminal messages. I think there's 3.
Mm-hmm. It was about the same time that I think maybe a few years earlier that backward masking on records was real big, and then they were starting to talk about subliminal messages and advertising. So we thought we could get some. They actually showed up better in the film than I had expected. I thought they would be quicker. That you wouldn't really see them.
You're not supposed to see them, though. That was the whole idea of it.
I was surprised, and I do remember that Dave had told us that the teacher at the time, he really didn't have a problem with them. I think he hadn't even noticed them in there, and I don't remember any type of bad remarks about putting those in that you'd express.
The thing I didn't understand with Super 8 is it was only 18 frames per second, whereas in normal motion picture film it's 24 frames per second. So when you're down to 18 frames per second, one frame makes a big difference. So when you can actually notice the subliminal messages popping up, but we didn't know it at the time. Like I said, this was my first film, and so we got lucky in a lot of things. In fact, we put it to you would come in and we would rehearse it 2 or 3 times till we felt we had it down, and then I would actually roll the camera on it. So we really didn't have any bad takes. Every take had to be perfect because I was editing in camera. I wasn't gonna edit it later. So.
And this you'll see one of the few times I actually did homework at school.
Yeah. Well, that's my book though, so that's not even your book.
No wonder I didn't do so well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, we got the camera moves.
And I probably left the room at this point and waited for Dave to do his thing here. Because I don't actually remember sticking around and watching you.
Yeah, I don't think you ever watched any of the animation. You went back to your room and took a nap.
Yeah.
Oh, and then let me take a stop there. If in the stop motion process, sometimes I would make a mistake here, and and left one of my tools in the shot right there, and you can kind of see over to the right hand side. There's the knife that I was using.
Oh, I hadn't even known that.
Yeah, it flashes on, and sometimes the paper in the right hand corner will move around because I accidentally moved it as I was animating. But that's one of those things a newbie does. So.
Oh, I saw this. There goes the paper.
Yeah, the paper moves around. Yeah, and then you came back. Yeah, and then you had to leave. You came back and did that one scene where you walked in the door, and then you left for another 30 minutes for me to do the animation of the blob moving away. Yeah, and there's some more here. This is some more great acting here. What? And of course it was silent too. Yeah, okay, there was just another subliminal. I think it was like, this is a great movie or something.
Oh, okay, yeah. I see.
One of them.
Didn't even notice.
But yeah, and then you were sent out of the room to do some more.
No, I don't remember. Did you have someone in the room when you did these scenes?
No, it was just us. You and I.
No, okay. Because I didn't. Well, when I left the room, I didn't know if you had anyone helping you.
No. It was a 2-man deal.
Yeah, I come back. Happy
he was
to be back.
He was smiling to be back in the spot. Oh, let me make a comment about this. After I animated it to make the form of the coffee cup, it took so long to do that the second time I was really tired of doing animation.
Oh, okay.
So that's one of the reasons why he became a baseball. Now, because it was easy to do and it was quick.
See,
I think another thing, I thought my actor was you were getting tired of doing it, and you were starting to get on your nerves. So I was trying to speed up production here a little bit so that my star actor wouldn't rebel and quit the job in mid-production.
Yeah, I do remember it did go late and seemed to get late into the night.
Yeah, but it was like a Friday night or something though, so most people were gone. So of course it was silent, so we didn't have to worry about interruptions or anything. But anyway, you can't. When I made him a baseball, I went back and I made the stitches on it, but you really can't see it because of the low quality or the low resolution of Super 8. You can't quite see the stitching. So that was kind of like one of those things you find out later. Well, you can't see it. And another thing is, as I moved that greasy clay around.
That last frame, you could see the stitches a little bit.
Oh, okay. Yeah, when I did the close-up. Yeah, this was where actually we did some animation with a live actor, so you had to hold his hand real still.
Yeah, some of my superb acting abilities.
So great acting. Yeah, and he does his own stunts. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, and watch in this next one after he dies. He does a great die scene. Yeah.
And I would like to add, when I fell there was no mat or anything on the floor.
No, that's concrete floor too. That's tile floor. You had to basically hit that full force. You don't suffer any adverse effects from that. Okay, and you've noticed my foot in the bottom frame. I wasn't
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's like dope.
I think I had a Superstar T-shirt on there.
Is that?
I don't.
Was that what
I don't
that was?
see myself wearing something like that today.
Superstar. Well, that was 1986, I guess, huh? And there was a little lighting issue here, but not a big deal, you know. First film, I won't be too picky about lighting in and out the door. In fact, I did a fade to black here, an in-camera effect, and I had no idea what it was going to look like, because you don't know what it's going to look like until you get the film back. So that was another, like I said, everything from the beginning to here was all shot in sequence, in time, and we really didn't do any mistakes. So we got lucky. Is all I can say. If I had to do it again, I probably never could do it. Well, of course, there was a little longer period there for the fade to black cut, but I didn't know how much film I was running off. And of course, we did the credits. We tried to put everybody. Oh, there was the pizza. Yeah, that was.
I think we missed the woman in the bathing suit. Was he earlier?
Yeah, the woman was on the wall. Was the pinup girl? Actually, I got that from a Myrtle Beach flyer or something. So. When I got to the end of the shoot here, I guess it was probably, not more than about 2.5 minutes for the whole movie. We had some more film left, so we decided to do a little trailer for the sequel to The Blob. And that's what's coming up next here. Oh,
I think I was here for this.
We did that the next day.
Yeah.
And the story behind that is I had a phrase that I used that we laughed our heads off, that everybody picked up on, that they'd never heard that phrase. And something was so funny that we laughed our heads off. And so that's kind of what that is a takeoff on. But this is the trailer, and that's Dan Martin, my
was
roommate
cast
at the
for
time.
the original lead.
Yeah, that didn't make it. And and then you can see the special effects fella hand got in the shot, but that made it all the more funnier. Yeah, and that was the Return of the Blob. And then I did credits for the Return of the Blob, but you can't read them. There was some more of that stop motion animation I was doing. I was just wasting film. And that's your ironing board, right? And that's that was the end of the Blob. Now, people ask me, did you ever see the movie The Blob? And I was like, no, I never saw the actual. I know there was a movie.
Steve McQueen starred in it.
See, I know there was a movie called The Blob, but I had never saw it. And I just came up with the idea for the name The Blob because it was a blob of clay.
Yeah, I wonder if we had any copyright infringements.
I don't know if they copyright the word blob anyway. Can you copyright the word blob?
Yeah.
But that's The Blob, and for our commentary on the 17th anniversary special DVD edition of The Blob. And that's it. And thanks for watching.